do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. All right, in today's show, we're going to talk about how to legitimize your new marriage the USCIS way, okay, and maybe even the State Department way. All right, so folks, welcome to the show. My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States, helping people live and work in America legally. All right, so you're welcome to drop in a question in the chat box or down below, and I will try my best to get to them. I do have a lot of meetings, so just to be upfront with y'all, it is going to be a shorter live show than usual. It'll probably be about 10, 15 minutes, which you might not have that much time anyway. So get your question in the chat box. But here's a quick tip, okay? A lot of people believe that the marriage certificate is sufficient. Now look, the standard to get your case through in terms of evidence at evidentiary standard with USCIS is actually a low standard. It is the lowest legal standard possible. And we call that the preponderance of evidence standard. So look, if you get your case denied because you didn't have the proper evidence, that's on you, okay? So that's why it's helpful, give you peace of mind if you hire an attorney. So, but I get it. I totally get it. You know, everyone has a different budget. So that's why I have this live show to share any tips I can, answer your questions, to help empower you, if anything, or point you in the right direction. So welcome to the channel. If you're on TikTok, you can follow up here or down below. Remember to do that, especially, look, if you don't like my content, how I answer later on, then just unfollow later. But just so you don't forget, because I might get kicked off on this. Sometimes my connection is not too good. So can follow up there or down below on your respective platform. Let's see here. So some people have asked me in the past, is a marriage certificate alone by itself enough? And I said, no, it's not. And the thing is, USCIS officer, they want to see, they won't tell you outright that there's only one thing they want to see. When people have received an RFE, request for evidence, for more evidence, they'll have a long list. But most of those items are not applicable to you. All right. And one of them has like birth certificate of children. Is like, yo, it's hard for people to have a kid now. And not everyone wants a kid. Trust me, I have 2 little kids. I really encourage y'all to think about it before you consummate, okay? And get protection if you don't want kids, because it is a full-time job. It's more than a full-time job. So I'm surprised my gray hair is not visible yet. But anyways, seriously though, USCIS is ridiculous. They think like, okay, just a marriage, a child is enough to legitimize your marriage. No, no, no. If it was a fake marriage, I don't think any married couple would want a kid together, right? But some people are a bit creative outside the box. But yeah, you just want to do the right thing for yourself too. Okay, seriously. You just don't want to get in this situation. You file this case, especially after you file April 1st, 2024, the fees are going up. So you don't want to file the case and then you're like, oh shoot, I didn't provide the proper evidence, especially after you join one of these live shows. So here it is. Finally, here's a tip. The real tip I want to share. You need to have a shared or joint bank account, checking account. Okay. Could be savings, but it's not like USCIS doesn't have like something in their manual says it has to be checking I'm thinking like a business checking or savings account. Yeah, at least one of them. Okay. It does, and there's nothing that says, oh, like officer, you need to request all accounts that they may have. No, it does. It's just one, folks. I know a lot of you are shy about adding your spouse to the account, but it's normal. It's normal to add your spouse to the account. It doesn't have to be every single account. It took me some time. Added my spouse to one of my accounts, then like, and not saying I don't trust her. It's just that like one of my older accounts, like when I was a teenager. So it's like, why would she need to be on the account? But then I started using that old account for like certain bills, okay, for certain like utility bills or something. And so it was just easy for us to have access. And that's essentially what USCIS wants to see. Like, um, so I really encourage y'all. Okay. I know some of y'all are a bit like, I don't know if I trust her. No one ever really tells me that. Well, especially because most of the time the couple is in the meeting together with us. But yeah, you just want to be mindful of that. Okay. Now the other thing, the past year or so, we were talking about getting married remotely. So fortunately, knock on wood, we haven't had an issue about USCIS sending like an RFE and say, show me proof that you consummated after marriage. So I think, society, we have this expectation that you're going to consummate. And it actually says that in the Immigration Nationality Act, or at least the policy manual. So I thought that's kind of strange, but you never know, especially if you live abroad and you live in different countries, whatnot, and it could be difficult in your budget to travel. Technically, the policy manual says you have to consummate. I'm sharing that, but that doesn't mean remote marriage is not possible. It's permissible. We've had plenty of clients able to get that done. Garm- um, I don't think they want the tape, but I know some people ask if the transcript is helpful, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, funny, but yeah, I think it's weird, and yeah, fortunately, USCIS has not asked us for that, but that's just something I don't want y'all to be surprised, okay? In case, you hear like, "Oh, this lawyer said this, but then I got this RFE." Well, here it is. I'm giving the caveat here. All right, and let's see what else. So yeah, you want to get it done properly. Okay, know all the ins and outs if you can, as much as possible. So one of the ways to do that, especially if you don't have the budget to hire an attorney, a law firm, give us a follow, okay, on your respective platform. Um, and by the way, if you're on YouTube or another platform and you have TikTok, you might want to follow me on TikTok because sometimes in the evening, the past week or so, I've been going live in the evening. Well, when I say evening, like 11 p.m. I really shouldn't do it for my own health, but as you can see in the caption or something, the fees are going up. I'm encouraging y'all to file if you're eligible. Of course, if you're not eligible, don't file. You have to be eligible. And so some of y'all might think like, oh, well, I'm married to someone who has legal status, but maybe that person is a resident and not a US citizen. So you might think, "Oh, can I file my 485?" No, I don't recommend it. You could file the petition, but there's pros and cons, okay? So you that that's so it's not just filling out the forms. That's the easy part. But even some clients tell me that they've tried and they're like, this is ridiculous. So we take all that stress, pretending I'm massaging y'all, and put it to us. Okay, we know what we're doing. We have a workflow. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to answer some questions. How y'all doing? Okay, let me scroll back up. I'll try to go in order. Good morning, Bella. Hey, Effie. Nice to see you. Yeah, today's Tuesday. CKD. How long is AOS taking through marriage? You submitted yours in November. I think I remember around that time you did. Okay, I'm happy that you did file it. Um, it's February 6th, so it's going to take you some time. I mean, I did get a case for a client, married couple, approved in 2 months. That happened about 2 weeks ago, so that was great. Even some older cases that didn't really fit the cutoff time. There wasn't really a cutoff time, but something with USCIS that didn't process older cases. It was like right about like January 1st, 2023, they started quote unquote expediting or shortening the process to get cases approved, marriage cases, where, by the way, the beneficiary, the foreign national, is in the United States. Okay. Not the cases that are abroad. Because some of y'all emailed us in or messaged us say, John, what about my case? I'm like, where are you at? Are you abroad or are you here? So because a case abroad and married, that's gonna take like a year and a half at least. Bella, you went to court yesterday in New York for individual hearing, and the judge sent your case to Philadelphia. Oh goodness. Uh-oh. You also said you have your I-130 approved was a removed process. Are you trying to say that you got removed yesterday? Um, hmm. Let us know. Okay. I'm scrolling down to see if you follow up with a comment. But Bella, I think there's a really important situation. You contact us, um, fill out a form on our website, and we can check online for you. All right. In terms of what happened with your removal case, it sounds like by what you were saying here. I know that you can't type in that much information here, but it sounds like you got what you're saying. You got removed because you didn't go to the correct court location, or maybe you're saying they changed venue to Philadelphia. If that's where you live now. All right. Anyways, okay. Next question. All right, Julissa. You submitted your military parole in place last May. You haven't heard anything yet. It's ridiculous. Glad you filed it. Um, Before the pandemic, it would still be like a year. And the thing is with pro in place, actually, let me check right now. Let me check if the 131 form online says, yeah, they don't have an option. Well, yeah, they don't have an option on drop down menu for the what do you call it, the location in terms of the field office. So that kind of defeats the purpose of that. But yeah, they're taking much longer now. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. But it's some people ask me, so there's no like set process. You can file the parole in place, the 131 form to the field office first, and then after that approval, then you can file the petition. That's usually what we recommend. But because it takes so long, some people might be willing to file a petition now. And especially with fees going up, I encourage to file a petition now anyway, even while the 131 is still pending with the local field office. And you just have to know that if for some reason the PIP is denied for whatever reason at the field office, then the next option strategy is to file a waiver eventually, not right now, but after the petition is approved. Okay, so you just have to know the option one, option two, essentially. All right, now let me go to a question on YouTube. Joe Queet, sorry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but you asked, or you're sharing that USCIS denied your I-130-45 on denied letter. USCIS said they sent the RFE, but you didn't receive any. But on the app, USCIS said they received a response, but nothing outstanding. Oh, that is weird. Um, Wait. So that's weird. Well, whatever they said in the app doesn't matter at this point for you because you say you didn't receive an RFE, so you didn't actually send any response to it. Um, oh boy. So yeah, this is you need to go to the USCIS website. Okay, you need to immediately send an inquiry. Let me see if I can share my screen on YouTube since that's where you're on anyway. Okay. Okay, if you can see here. Yeah, you say you didn't receive, but on the app it showed respond. Well, on the app, did you see the notice, the R request for evidence notice? Sounds like you didn't. But anyway, when you're on the USCIS website, go to tools, then e-request. You could Google search this too. Google search this as well. to reduce the steps here. And then under case inquiry here, click on did not receive notice by mail. Okay. So at this point, you're likely not the receiving the RFE does no difference at this point, right, for you. But it's to show, it's the at least demonstration that you're trying to do something to get that notice, right? Because you got the it's after the fact, but I think you should still do that, so it's on the record. But at this point, Jaquit, it's you without looking at your documentation, you might have, at least for the I-130 purposes, is to refile it completely or file a 290B form. And the fees are about the same. Actually, 290B is a bit more. I believe 675 right now. The petition right now is 535. Um, if that's oh, you filed the 485 also. So yeah, you definitely need to talk to a lawyer 101. This is TikTok, so we're trying to make or sorry, this is social media, so we're trying to go a little faster here. But yeah, contact us if you want a strategy plan. Which, by the way, folks, we do offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Just want to point you in the right direction. If anything, of course, it'll be our pleasure to assist you from start to finish if you do need that help. Green Card Guys is the website if you're wondering how to get in contact with us. All right, folks, I'm going to answer two more questions. Then I need to go to our team meeting. And by the way, that's how we operate. I would love to go on live much longer, but in terms of operation of a law firm, we don't normally have a team meeting on Tuesdays. We have at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday with our attorneys. But sometimes, in terms of supervising attorneys, we all are here to support each other as a team because we don't want people to essentially figure it out themselves. We're different than most law firms. We're here to support each other for the best interest of clients. Of course, I ask team members to go find the information, research information, then meet back up, confer, and then implement the plan. Okay. Sometimes that happens. For example, USCIS will send RFE, and then it's a ridiculous RFE usually. Um, Yeah, one quick example, actually, if I may share, is that USCS sent an RFE, and it was for two beneficiaries. We're helping a nonprofit company or organization, a cultural organization, educating the community through dancers, cultural dancers, and the RFE usually at the first page of the RFE has the name of the beneficiary, but this one didn't. It was on the last page. So we had to submit an inquiry as soon as possible to get a copy of the RFE for the second person. So USCS would do some silly things and you just never know. So we just have to be ready. All right. Anthony, okay, I answered two questions. Anthony says, trying to help your fiance apply for AP. Any suggestions for a reason to visit Mexico? Let's put it this way. If you don't have a reason, then that's probably not gonna work. And depends AP the reasoning is limited depending on how you can even be eligible to apply for AP. So my safe assumption is maybe your fiance has like DACA or TPS. It's very, very limited reasoning. So check out the instruction page on that. But typically it's like I believe it says like for work purposes, like let's say a job conference or an emergency, like family emergency. Um, what's it called? Or like a funeral, or we've even done memorial, so it's after the fact. Um, let's see what else. Um, but like getting married to like someone else, getting like being a part of a wedding for someone else, you could try it, but I don't have like a set number of reasoning that works necessarily. Amanda Daily, how do I feel about filing abandonment under VAWA? I feel pretty good about it. Um, Another form of abandonment is cheating. Um, and we just got a adjustment of status residency approved about 2 weeks ago under VAWA. So let's talk. Happy to share any concerns you or talk about your concerns in general. But Manda or anyone else in a similar situation, if you've been abused physically or emotionally, which includes cheating, includes abandonment, includes financial control, then, or I guess not having financial control, um, then contact us, okay? Because you also need to know this is because if you get divorced, which is important, there's a 2-year restriction. So we've had a couple of people contact us after they already got divorced, which is fine, but then they waited, not intentionally. They didn't know this. No one really knows this rule except some attorneys. And then, but yeah, it was past 2 years, so we could not file for VAWA. So that's actually similar rule when your spouse passes away. Unfortunately, they restrict it to 2 years. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Let's see here. Victor on YouTube, you're currently F1. I'm gonna hide your comment now because your full name is on there. But you mentioned that you worked without authorization. How will it impact your green card application? Well, it depends how you're getting a residency. If you're getting residency through a spouse, a U.S. citizen, for example, then it waives it. They don't worry about it. If it's based on immediate relative, they actually have that in the policy manual. You can continue to get residency even if you worked without authorization. Okay. Sounds like you might need some guidance on your case. Thanks, Victor, for asking. Um, okay, great. Then you're good in that respect. Okay, Victor. Yes, you should disclose it on your application. It's towards the back. I can't remember. It's like question 16 or something like that because I just talked about it with the officer the other day, and actually not every officer is different, but this officer was like I presented it, I talked to him about it. And he was like, "Ah, no big deal." I was like, okay, that's fine, but not in my mind. I was like, not every officer is like that. So, but it's when when you're married to a U.S. citizen, you definitely should be able to feel comfortable to check mark that you did work without authorization if that is true. All right. Let's see. A lot of questions I want to answer, but I do have to get to a team meeting. Love coming on. So follow because I might go live again tonight. Can't tell my spouse. Um, let's see here. You've been waiting for your husband's renewal green card. Yeah, you filed the I-90. Well, we want to make sure I mentioned this, I think yesterday. A lot of people are having this issue. The I-90s are taking a long time. But let's diagnose this real quick is um, first thing is does your husband have the conditional residence status or permanent residence status? If he has the permanent residence status, then he filed the correct form I-90. If it's conditional residence status, he has to file 751 because some people do that incorrectly. But the reason for delayed on that is not for that reason necessarily, but it's just I-90s take a long time in general. The second thing you need to know is that if he is a permanent resident and he got status through you, and it's been at least 3 years, which is most likely if you're waiting for 2 years to know, then he can go ahead and apply to become a citizen. So instead of filing a mandamus lawsuit, because we love to sue the government, but you might be considerate if you want to be considerate of your budget, of course, then why not just apply to become a citizen instead of filing mandamus? All right. Envious Edge. Man, I said I was gonna get off. Are interviews done for child petitioning for a step? Sometimes it can be waived, but we've had interviews. Okay, folks. I got Luis on YouTube. Then let's see. Luis responded late to an RFE for the medical exam that they requested. Your deadline is February 8th. Oh, today's February 6th. Okay, thank goodness. Haven't gotten blood blood lab back yet. Um, so I would still send something, okay? Um, I would still send something, and thanks, Adriana. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we can help you out in the future. I saw that note about the future. Um, so that actually, let me finish Luis' situation here. The send something at least, even if it's like you got like appointment letter or said that you had the appointment, medical appointment, and mention in the letter to USCIS that you need more time because you need blood work done, and also let them know. Also let the USCIS know. I was like, who is that? USCIS know that an idea of how long or when the clinic will give you the results. Okay. Because you want to go ahead and ask them for more time. I've done this once. The client took a long time to get, I think it was like criminal records or something. I can't remember. And I just asked for like 30 days. I just asked for 30 more days and they gave it to me. I can't promise that they're going to give it to you more time, but if you don't ask, you don't know. And if you don't respond at all, they're not going to extend it automatically for you. You got to ask. Okay. So yours is due February 8th. You got to FedEx that thing next day. Okay. Because you can't upload a medical result exam result online anyway. So I would FedEx that thing ASAP. But yeah, if you don't even ask, yeah, you could be denied, most likely. Hey Lucas, what's up? Beantown? I remember random stuff. Congrats on your residency. Um, I like to just quickly mention what Adriana mentioned here. She had a consult with one of our attorneys, I believe it was Ariana, the other day. Very informative. She said very informative. And so I remember some notes. I think I saw we talked about it briefly yesterday. Is that if you don't know if you're eligible, it's okay. Contact us. We're happy to point you in the right direction and mention like whatever your situation is, like especially for example, like citizenship. You maybe have to wait the good moral character period, 3 or 5 years. We just don't want you to file something now and then you get denied. Then you wasted your fees. And there's all this like built up anticipation, expectation. Had a client the other day. So Adriana, thank you for sharing that. Client that we just got approved. Fortunately, right? I mean, not. I mean, I knew it was going to be approved, but sometimes USCIS takes a hell of a long time to approve it. Knock on wood, we've had success rate in terms of getting the approvals quicker than what y'all share about your own case. Um, what was I gonna say? That yeah, sometimes we have a system that we can remind you in the future that we can follow up if you like that. What else here? Let's see. I think there's more I'm going to share, but Cloud, thank you for your messages. We'll respond soon. If anyone has questions about our fees, I would love to share here on TikTok. I don't know if YouTube cares, but TikTok cares. So message us or fill out our form on the website. I just not allowed to share on the social media platforms. We absolutely love to be transparent. Okay, folks, I gotta hop off. Lucas, real quick, is military PIP discretionary? Technically, yes, it is. But America is all about supporting other countries in the war invasion, so they gotta support our military veterans, right? You would think so. Follow for more. Peace.